Hi everybody, this is TJ with the Backpacktrader. Got some exciting news to share with you. Some of you may have seen this already, but there have been some exciting new developments. This is in regards to our Trade a Day alert service and our Spotlight Forex swing trade alert service. And I'm going to show you an amazing tool, but before I do, I'm going to have to walk through and show you some context so you can see how far we've come and why I'm so excited. So I'm going to use today's trade as an example. This is a trade that's actually going right now at this moment. This trade was sent out over our Discord instant messenger app, and we got short at this little plus sign. It says here 79.75. We actually got short at 74. Made a small adjustment. Didn't matter. Got short. The targets are down below. You can see them here in the data window. I'll scrunch this down so you can see. The targets are way down here. And the stop is up here, and the stop is held pretty nicely. And at this point, anything can happen. It can go up and stop out. It can come down and win. We don't know. So this trade came out this morning, and it looked like this. So the message came out, and it was sent right here telling you the short, the stop loss, the targets, and the trade is still live. Okay, so that's what's happening right now. So what do I do when I get this information? Well, there was the old way, and now there is this amazing new way. So I'm going to show you both so you can kind of see where we've come from and why this is so exciting and groundbreaking. So now what you see is the FX Synergy Trade Manager interface that we use to plug into MT4. And here's our pound Aussie. And so normally we would open up our prep tool like so. And then I would go ahead and tell it to risk 2% of my account, and that's based on the entry to the stop. So I would go ahead and put in the entry. So let's take a look at that. So that's going to be 1.7974. 1.7974, and then I'm going to put in the stop, and that's going to be 1.8001. 1.8001, like so. So then all I have to do is hit commit. So I hit commit, and now the trade is pending. So when the price comes down to my entry, it will fill and become live in the market trade. It'll move from this tab to this tab. So now that that trade is entered, how am I going to exit a percentage of my trade at each of those targets? So when we place our trade, we would go to partial. Let me pull this over so we could look at it. We would go to partial and move this over a bit so we can kind of see everything. So what I'm going to tell it to do, I'm going to trade an equal quantity to each of these targets. So I want to take 25% off at each target. So I would tell it to take 25% off, and then I would put in the target right here, which is 7958. So I would have to come back to here and type in 1.7958, like so. So now if the price gets filled, gets into my entry, and then moves down to target 1, FX Synergy will take off 25% of my position at target 1. That's pretty cool, right? This is very difficult to do on MT4. You can't do it. You would have to enter 4 separate trades. But in this case, we're entering only one trade. FX Synergy is placing the proper size based on my account and the entry to the stop, how many pips are at risk. And I told it to risk 2% of my account on this trade. You have the ability to tell it whatever you want. So now that 25% of my trade has been removed at target 1, there's 3 out of the 4 positions remaining. So out of those 3 positions remaining, I want to take a third off at the next target. So I set it up like so. So I have to always anticipate what will be remaining before it gets to the next target. So now I'm going to put in 1.7949. Like so. So when it gets to that target, another third will come off. So once that happens, I still have half my position remaining. So I want to take half of that off which would end up being 25% of the total position. But what's remaining is half the position. So I'm going to take half of that off at target 3. So I'll type that in. And you could look over here what target 3 is, 7939. So I'm going to type in 1.7939. So the remainder of my position, the last 25% of my position, is now 100% of my position. I could put it in here, or I could just go here where it says TP for take profit and put it on this line. That's usually what I like to do, 1.7929. There. So here it takes off a partial position at each target, and the remainder comes off at the full take profit level, which will be my target 4. But I could set this up in other ways. I could split the position further if I want to then leave a little bit on to trail. So there's a lot you can do with this. So this entire trade has been managed. When it gets filled, FX Synergy will manage this trade, exit my positions. I mean, it's great. Once you've traded like this, it's kind of hard to know how to trade any other way. It's just super easy. But there's a lot of typing. There's a lot of stuff. You have to make sure you don't make any mistakes. So even though this is pretty cool, and this is a way we've been doing it for a while, now I want to show you something even better. Let me erase this and delete this trade, because now we have an even more amazing tool for entering the trade. So imagine, if you will, the trade comes in and you want to place that trade. Now, all you have to do is this: copy. You select the trade and you hit Command-C on your keyboard and copy, okay? Then you double-click on the upper left corner and it opens up an entry tool. And all I have to do is hit Parse. And now the entire trade is placed. All the targets, all the percentages, everything that it just took me a few minutes to show you and type in is all done instantly with a click of a mouse. And then I hit Commit. And there's the trade. And look, all the partial profits are all there, all set up. I didn't have to type them in. All I had to do was copy the trade, double click, hit the parse button, and then hit commit. It took about 5 seconds, maybe less. And that's it. Imagine that. There's nothing like this that exists. This is groundbreaking, and I'm super excited about it. All right, so I hope you enjoyed this. I hope you are as excited as I am. Feel free to reach out to me. You can reach me at troy@backpacktrader.com. You can check out our blog, backpacktrader.com, and I hope to hear from you, and I'll see you on the next video.